Since day one. We want to wish all of our local high schools a safe and healthy football season. If you find yourself in need, be sure to visit us for all your emergency care and outpatient imaging at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, 4646 Cowhorn Creek Road.
To Texas High Tiger football, where we are live here in Forney, Texas, as the Texas High Tigers take on the Jackrabbits of Forney High School. Eric Aiken along with Brian Bolt, about ready for already had the school songs, about ready for the national anthem here in just a few moments, but I think we've got a few sponsors for tonight, and we want to say thank you to our sponsors.
Absolutely, and so tonight's broadcast and every Friday night, tonight being on Thursday, but every high school football game brought to you by Texarkana Gameday is brought to you by our premier sponsors, being State Bank, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, and Greg Orr Auto Collection, along with our normal replay sponsor of Texar Federal Credit Union. Our replay is down at the moment, so they are one of our premier sponsors, along with Commercial National Bank, always our scoreboard sponsor. We appreciate them for making all this happen.
Well, I tell you, as you come into tonight's game, you never know what's going to happen when you come to a press box. And so, folks, we're on the road for the first time, and it's been over a year, you know. And what's crazy is how we have to set up, think we're going to be in a room, then we end up literally sitting on the porch at Forney ISD Stadium.
That's right. So, Eric, before we get started, let's talk some keys to the game.
Yeah, I think for the Forney Jackrabbits tonight, we'll start on that side of the ball. COVID has obviously been an issue for their team this week, as they've got 7 starters out. Talked to one of their play-by-play guys. It's actually the quarterback's dad downstairs. And so that's going to be a little it factor. His words to me were, he's like, if we can just get out of the game healthier than what we came into the game, it would be a lot better. So I think it's just going to be managing for the Forney side of things, just managing personnel to put what they've got the best on the field. They even talked possibly about canceling the game, but the athletic director stood in and said, you got 11 guys to play, let's go play football. So I appreciate that about that athletic director.
Yeah, and on the other side of the football, the Tigers of Texas High, the key to the game for them is minimizing those penalties that they had last week. They had a lot of yards. I know, not long after halftime, they were over 100 yards worth of penalties that they had. And so if they can minimize those penalties in this game, I think they should be able to take care of the Jackrabbits. And so we're going to move from keys to the game over to some impact players to watch. And so, Eric, why don't you take that away?
Well, we'll start with the home team, the Forney Jackrabbits. I think tonight is going to be Jake White, returning starter at quarterback. And you don't pick him just because he's the quarterback, but he is a key player of the game. He's the leader of that offense. He's going to have to get some completions quick. And if he can get the ball in the hands of Will Wimberly, who's been very effective, and then Zach Fuller. You're going to see Zach Fuller, number 3, move around. They're going to put him at H-back. They're going to put him as a wide receiver. You'll see him in the backfield, motioning out. So they try to get the ball in his hands as much as possible. But number 27, Will Wimberly, is going to be all over the field. He's their return guy. He's the one that could electrify them, or if they can't get the ball in his hands, it could be a long night for the Jackrabbits tonight.
Yeah, and as the teams get ready to enter the field, just a couple guys for the Texas High Tigers that will be impact players to watch tonight. I'm going to start off with one you're probably not going to guess. Number 71, Richard Jackson, the center for the Tigers coming in tonight. Last week, of course, first game of the season. A few mistakes made here and there. A couple times the snap didn't quite get back to quarterback Brayson McHenry. And so he is going to be very much of an impact in this game. If he can correct those mistakes from last week, you got to get your ball to your playmakers, and it's got to come from Jackson first. Then also on the offensive side of the ball, Blake Rogers. We talked about him last week. He's a great possession receiver for the Tigers. Look for him to have a big game tonight. Brayson McHenry warming up in pregame. He was ready to throw the ball, and so look for them to air that ball out tonight. A little bit of a slower secondary from the Forney Jackrabbits, so like I said, look for them to throw the ball quite a bit. Then over on the defensive side, of course, I'm going to go ahead and call impact players for the whole defensive line.
Oh, wow.
We saw them play well last week, but look for them to have a big game dominating the line of scrimmage tonight against the Forney Jackrabbits.
Well, I'll tell you this much. You can tell the Forney Jackrabbits have entered the stadium because the air horn is going off, and I know my wife, who is watching, first off, wish she was here with me, but I know that she would not want to be here because when she hears an air horn, she's like, I'm out, I'm done, I can't do the air horn, it's too loud.
That's right, and so both teams, the Tigers take the field with the orange smoke. Before we get started with the Texas flag waving, want to make sure we give a big shout out to a couple of our sponsors for the first quarter. Texarkana Physical Therapy, Conterra Networks, Texana Bank, and Total Medical Supply. We sure do appreciate those guys for being sponsors of Texarkana Game Day and allowing us to bring Texas high school football to you every Friday night. And this week, you get a treat. You get it on Thursday.
Hey, it is a good night. And, it's been a short week, not only with us playing on Thursday night, but also when it comes to had Labor Day week, so it's been a really short week. Looks like the captain's about to enter the field, and for the Jackrabbits, it's going to be number 16, Josh Stevens, who's a returning starter this year. Number 44, Tanner Howland. Number 23, looks like he's got a knee injury and is going to be out for this game. It's going to be Caden Cross, and as we talked about earlier, number 3, Zachary Fuller. And for the Texas High Tigers is going to be number 3, Derek Brown. Number 12, Brayson McHenry. Number 7, Braxton White. And number 2, Braylon Stewart, as they exchange fist bumps, because we no longer shake hands apparently in our society, but they exchange fist bumps, and rightfully so. And so we're waiting for the coin toss, get that underway, and coin is in the air. Find out who won the toss. Looks like Texas High won it. We'll see what they have deferred to the second half, so Forney will get the ball first here to begin the game, and so Texas High will be on defense, which if I'm Texas High, that's what I want as my team on defense, because you and I have talked off the air quite a bit throughout the week. I'm going to say that Texas High's defense, this is a stretch from last year, but I think they're better this year than they were last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're going to pause for just a second. We are going to have the singing of the national anthem. And so if you are home watching, please ask that you pause and respect our country and the flag at this moment.
Carry Texas State flag. Cadet Master Sergeant Overwork. Carry 25. Cadet Senior Airman Teamwork. Weapons Escort. Cadet Major Master Cadet Second Cadet Ethan Revere. And now we will be singing by that weapon. The big song by the Forney High School Chamber Choir.
There's nothing like Friday night football on a Thursday night. And I know some of you are watching the Cowboys game and you're watching this. I have a feeling this is going to be better than the Cowboys game tonight.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but, I'm not a Cowboys fan. But I do want to give a shout-out. I told you just a little while ago that I figured my wife was napping about right now. She sent me a text, and she is at Walk-Ons in Texarkana watching the Tigers take on the Forney Jackrabbits tonight along with her Aunt Kim, Nate Minnie's mom. And so we appreciate them for tuning in. I know there are some other people out there tuning in the Texarkana area, so make sure that you comment on the news feed. We'll try to give you a shout-out. Comment where you're watching from. We'd love to see where everyone's tuning in from.
And we appreciate Walk-Ons for hosting the game as well. Very much we appreciate Walk-Ons for showing the game at their place.
Yeah, and so you can catch the game on Facebook, on YouTube, or on the new Texarkana Gameday app, also at Walk-Ons Live. And so if you are watching via Facebook, make sure you share this feed out there so everyone else can catch the Tigers on a Thursday night. Not sure that everyone knows they're playing on Thursday instead of Friday. And then also, make sure you go over and download the new Texarkana Gameday app. You can stay up on all of your local high school sports through the app. It's pretty neat.
Well, in to kick for the Texas High Tigers is going to be number 42, Austin Miller, as we get underway here at Forney ISD in Forney, Texas. It's Texas high school football on Thursday night. And back to receive, it's going to be picked up by number 27, Wimberly, and he's going to be brought down at the 30, we're going to call it the 33-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Forney Jackrabbits.
Yeah, number 27, Javarius Tyson comes in. He's a senior. He's on the starting defense, comes in and lays a good lick, but a decent return by the Jackrabbits there.
So it's going to be Jake White as the returning starter, the senior this year, 6'2", 208 senior for the Jackrabbits as he enters the game at quarterback. Going to be two receivers to his left as they send number 13 Ford in motion. Going to be a tunnel screen, and it's going to be dropped, and that seems to be the Achilles heel of the Forney Jackrabbits. They just can't make the connection between quarterback and receiver.
Yeah, and a nice little slant route there by the receiver hit him right in the hands, and he just dropped it. And he would have picked up a nice chunk of yardage there if he would have caught it, but nonetheless, it's 2nd down and 10.
Beautiful night here in Forney, Texas. As you can see, you're going to see multiple formations of spread, and he is met in the backfield immediately. Fumble on the play. Derek Brown picks it up, and he's going to be brought down, and it's going to be Texas High football, as that was a play that happened so quick.
The big number 95, that's Brandon Childs. He's 275 pounds. He came unblocked right in there, almost took the handoff. If he would have been about 265, he would have got back there and took the handoff. But he got in there, made a big lick, and the ball comes out. And so that's what the Tigers are looking for right here with 11:36 left to go in the first quarter.
I can promise you the smelling salts are going to come out on that play, because he got jacked up on that.
Yeah, I bet you see that highlight on Texarkana
Yes.
Game Day tomorrow.
Yes. McHenry in. It's going to be a false start on the offense. Going to bring up 1st and 15. Going to back the ball up. Looks like it's going to be at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and that's exactly like we talked about, one of the keys to the game. The Tigers from Texas High have got to cut down on those penalties. In the very first play of the game, they commit a penalty.
Going to hand it off to Braylon Stewart. Braylon Stewart's going to get a nice gain. He's going to get the yardage back on the penalty. Going to bring up 1st down, almost the yardage with the penalty. Going to be 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, and that was number 44, Tanner Howland, who came in and made that stop, but not after he got about 4 of those 5 yards back.
So brings up 2nd down and 11 for the Tigers.
Clock running, 11:05 left in the opening quarter. Our score still 0-0.
I think the key for both teams is non-district, get out of it. McHenry's going to be flushed out of the pocket, going to direct traffic, and going to hit Blake Rogers on the sideline, and Rogers is going to be just shy of the 1st down, going to bring up 3rd down and 2 at the 10-yard line.
And can't quite get a number up. Maybe that was number 1, Aaron Flowers, who was over there, the cornerback that finally got Blake Rogers down. McHenry scrambled. Blake Rogers broke away from the cornerback and came back to McHenry, and so they got a big chunk of yardage there to make it 3rd down and manageable.
Tell you what's fun on Thursday night football is you get coaches that normally play on Friday night, they're watching. My friend Tristan Abrams watching from Pittsburgh, Texas, so we appreciate him joining us tonight. Braylon Stewart up the middle, going to have enough for the 1st down. Going to bring up 1st and goal for the Tigers at the 4-yard line, brought down by a host of Jackrabbits. I guess that's what you call a bunch of Jackrabbits.
A pack of rabbits.
Pack of rabbits.
Dylan Patrick in on that stop. It looks like another penalty by Texas High. I want to give a shout out to Nikki Miles. She said she is number 13's mom, so I'm going to assume that that's Brandon Hall. She is watching all the way from Miami.
Wow.
So we appreciate her from tuning in from Miami. Probably pretty good weather down there right now, because it's not bad here in Texas.
Yep. So after the penalty, it's going to be 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers. McHenry with Stewart flanked to his right. Low snap. As we talked about, a key to the game has got to be a great snap, and it's going to be a fumble, and the Jackrabbits are going to get it as the Tigers are threatening to score. So we've got some issues on the offensive line, but I know that Coach Harrell will get it right, and he's going to fix some things, and it looks like Coach Stanford's not really happy about something, but that's why he is a great coach. He understands what to do and what excellence is.
Yeah, number 16, Josh Stevens, that ball rolled around. I think almost every player on the field touched it before Stevens came up with it. But just like we talked about in pregame, one of the impact players, he's going to have a huge impact, is our center. And that
be Jackson.
Let me see.
Richard Jackson.
Okay, I just wanted to call him.
Tunnel
right
screen, going to get it out quick. It's going to be caught on the edge by, looks like it's going to be Elijah Murchison, number 8. And it's going to be 2nd down and 1.
And he's finally forced out of bounds by a Tiger, but not after a 9-yard gain. And so both teams a little sloppy coming out, but a nice play on 1st down there by Forney.
White back to pass, and he's got a man, and it's going to be caught. Zach Fuller, as we talked about earlier, he's a player that you got to watch. Looks like we got a player down. It's going to be number 4, Jalen Jones, and that's a big hit for the Tigers if he can't come back in the game. It's considered one of the best safeties in the state.
Yeah, and so number 22, Michael Thomas, and number 4, Jalen Jones, they ran a route right down the hash marks, and the quarterback put it right on the mark for him. And those two guys, neither one of them could get there and make the play.
Well, while we wait for Jalen Jones to get up, we're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back after these messages.
A strong work ethic. Takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Jalen Jones runs off under his own power. Jake White back to pass once again, has a man, and is dropped in and out of the hands of Zach Fuller. So going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Jackrabbits.
Yeah, number 22, Michael Thomas. He just let the receiver there get on the outside of him, and a nice pass from Jake White right over the top and dropped it right in the old breadbasket of the receiver, and he just drops it. He may have scored on that one.
So 2nd down and 10, going to hand it off to Washington. Washington's going to have a nice gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and short, 3rd and 3 for the Jackrabbits. Their offense is looking good so far.
Number 95, Brandon Childs on the stop there once again, but a nice gain on 2nd down.
3rd down and 3 or 2. White looks to the sideline to get the signal, and they've got the old college curtain, so the coaches behind them can't see what they're calling. Going to hand it off to Washington again. Washington's going to be caught at the line, but he's going to scrap, and he's going to have enough for a 1st down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Derek Brown grabs him, the big defensive end, the senior, 220. Grabs a hold of the ball runner there and tries to pull him back, but he ends up slipping out of the hands of Derek Brown and gets the 1st down.
So 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Jackrabbits as they continue to drive and try to cash in on the turnover. It's going to be a false start on the Jackrabbits. Looked like one of the receivers, number 6, Gafford, left a little bit early. He was like he was in motion coming back in towards the play, towards the line of scrimmage, or towards the ball, I should say, and just try to get a little bit of an early start. Going to bring up 1st down and 15 for the Jackrabbits. Ball is spotted at the 45-yard line as this offense for the Jackrabbits has looked good here in the 2nd series. And got 2 backs in the backfield. Going to send Wimberly in motion as we talked about. He's going to look like the bubble screen. Set up the screen inside for Washington. Washington's got room. He breaks free. And is going to be brought down at the 30-yard line by number 11 for the Texas High Tigers, Finley, but not before Washington has a nice gain on the screen for the Jackrabbits.
Yeah, and I apologize there, but I was having some technical difficulties, and so we're switching out headsets. So that was Darren Finley on the tackle.
Darren Finley on the tackle. Hands it off to Washington. Going to be pursued from behind and is going to be brought down. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9.
Javarius Tyson, the wheel linebacker for the Tigers, comes off the edge there and makes the stop in the backfield. Actually, I think he'll get about a yard on the play, but a nice play by Tyson.
Yeah, so you'll see the Jackrabbits all night. They'll spread it out. They'll bring 2-back set, motion a guy out of the backfield, create a lot of motion to try to get this spread offense moving down the field. As they've got 7 starters out, as we talked about in the pregame. White rolls out and is just going to be underthrow. Pass was intended for Fuller.
Yeah, not very good containment there on the outside by the Tigers. He did get outside of Derek Brown. Derek Brown came inside and got blocked, and the quarterback rolled out there. It's a good thing that he did not make a good throw on that pass, or it'd be down about the 10-yard line right now.
3rd down and 9. Tigers looking to get a stop here to prevent to minimize the damage of the turnover. As Washington's going to get it up the middle. He's going to break free. He's going to be inside. He's going to fumble the football, and it's going to be recovered by the Jackrabbits at the 1 yard line. Unfortunate for the Tigers as Ford gets on top of that for the Jackrabbits.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. They cause a big turnover, and the ball rolls all the way down to the 3 yard line. And the Forney Jackrabbits fall on it. Not a white jersey could get there in time, and so what a big play for the offense.
It went 3rd and 9, and now you're 1st and goal at the 3 yard line for the Jackrabbits. White's going to roll out to his left. He's going to keep it and try to get in. And it's going to be a touchdown as the ball crosses the plane.
The helmet comes off, a great effort.
It's going to be 6-0 in favor of the Jackrabbits early in the ball game with 5:50 left in the first quarter. Jackrabbits 6, Texas High nothing as they go for the point after. A little confusion on the sideline. Coach wasn't sure if it was a touchdown, even though the officials signal touchdown. It's going to be Braden. Looks like it's going to be Coffee Ediful is going to be in for the point after attempt. Yeah, I got the good name this time. Josh Stevens on the hole. The kick is up. The kick is good. So with 5:50 left in the first quarter, the Jackrabbits strike first and cash in on the turnover by the Tigers, 7-0. We'll be back after these messages. You're listening to Tiger Football right here on Texarkana Game Day in partnership with Tigervision. Back here at Forney ISD as Ediful kicks it off, and it's going to be returned by the Tigers. It's out to the 40, to the 45, and brought down at the 46 yard line. And it's going to be number 16 for the Tigers. Kreit is going to get the return. And so that's going to bring McHenry back out with the offense. Going to have a flag on the play. Looks like it's either going to be a hold or a face mask. Sideline warning on Texas High. I don't know if somebody came off early or if a coach was in the way. Sometimes if an official runs into a coach, they'll give a sideline warning. So with 5:37 left here in the first quarter, it is 7-0 in favor of the Jackrabbits. 1st and 10 for the Texas High Tigers. McHenry back to pass. It's going to hit Brandon Hall. Brandon Hall is going to have a nice pitch and catch there by the quarterback to receiver. Going to gain of 7 yards. Going to bring up 2nd down and 3 for the Tigers. Ball is in the Jackrabbit territory at the 47 yard line.
Yeah, when you can't get anything fixed, you just put a little duct tape on. So I think I'm back. My headset's got duct tape on.
That's right. McHenry back to pass. Gets it out to Nate Minnie. Nate Minnie's going to have enough for the 1st down as he uses that big frame to.
2nd catch of the year for Minnie, and some good yardage on that one.
Yep. Minnie's going to stay in the ball game. He's going to go back to the H-back position. It looks like they're maybe going to split him out, go doubles on either side with Stewart in the backfield with McHenry. So 1st and 10 at the 39 yard line. So Going to hand it off to Stewart. Stewart's going to cut back inside. He's going to have plenty of room. He's going to have a gain of, I'm going to say 14 yards on the play. Going to bring up first down and 10.
Yeah, and the free safety, number 9, Seth Hyder, he came in and barely grabbed a hold of Stewart. He broke a couple tackles and made it all the way down to the 22-yard line.
Stewart 2 weeks ago coming off a 143-yard performance against Tyler High School. Oh, he had his man over the middle, Brandon Hall, but Brandon just wasn't quite looking there, and his ball was just a little bit underthrown by McHenry. Want to say hello to one of the former Texas High Tigers, Ben DePriest at Ouachita Baptist University. I want to say hello to him tonight as he is watching and joining us for the broadcast tonight.
Want to apologize. We don't have time on the clock for you, but we do have a score. There's 4 minutes left to go in the first period.
So Braylon Stewart on the carry, a little extracurricular activity after the play. Looks like the senior Patrick. And Stewart got a little bit tied up. Get the call on the play. So it is going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams. So it's going to be offsetting penalties. They're going to replay. They're going to say it's going to be third down. It looks like Coach Stanford called timeout with 3:56 left here in the first quarter. 7-0 Jackrabbits. And Coach Stanford's wanting to just kind of gather his offense as they're just kind of struggling tonight a little bit. Just can't get on the same page, and so they're coming back together to get some things together. And so they've dropped back out on the field. Looks like receivers are going to be Blake Rogers, Brandon Hall, Cody Reese, with Nate Minnie at tight end, and going to bring Trent Kelly in at running back. McHenry back to pass, and he is going to be sacked in the backfield by number 28.
We're going to have to look that one up. Let's see, number 28. That's Kai Kennedy. He is not on our depth chart as a starter.
Yeah, we apologize for that. They've got 7 guys out as starters as well as backups, so we're going to have to refer to rosters tonight, so we apologize for any communication issues that we have. 4th down and 20. Ball is on the 30-yard line. Texas High is going to go for it. McHenry back to pass. It's going to be holding in the backfield as McHenry goes to throw it, and looks like he kind of fell down there.
Yeah, and he decided to hold on to it at the last second. I do think there's going to be a holding call, and it is against the Tigers. And so we'll see them turn the ball over on downs. Not a very hot start for the Texas High Tigers, but I figure that's going to change before too long. Coach Stanford getting his guys whipped up over there on the sideline.
Yeah, I was watching as the O-line ran off. He's really on that O-line tonight. I mean, they're not protecting McHenry and giving him a little bit of time to get the ball out. And so, as we've talked about already earlier in the year as well as tonight, that O-line is the Achilles heel. That's the area that Texas High has really got to work on this year and improve on because they're so young.
Yeah, number 3, Derek Brown on the stop there. 2 minutes, 58 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Gafford on the reception from White. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 as the clock ticks down towards 2:45 left here in the first quarter. White is going to overthrow. Ball was intended for Merksen for the Jackrabbits.
Number 3, Derek Brown getting some pressure on him. Quarterback for Forney had to get rid of it a little early there. Not quite an accurate throw, and I think Derek Brown being in his face may have had something to do with it. The clock stopped at 2:40 left to go here in the first quarter. Tigers looks like they're going to switch to man coverage to the far side of the field, going to bring some pressure off the edge.
It's going to be incomplete. Ball is intended for Wimberly.
Yeah, and Tyler Harris coming in from his Sam linebacker position to get some pressure on the quarterback. Number 11, Darren Finley, flaring out to cover the flats there, makes a good play. So both of those linebackers crisscrossing in there to cause some disruption for the Forney offense.
So with Jalen Jones and the injured earlier, it looks like Blake Rogers and number 13 is going to be Brandon Hall back to receive the kick tonight. And you got to be pleased with the defense on that drive, 3 and out, and it is going to be a backwards punt, literally. And we're going to have a penalty flag as Derek Brown was blocking somebody. Went out of bounds.
Yeah, he blocked the guy all the way over to the sideline. I mean, it was a good aggressive block, but I mean, still nonetheless, I mean, they both just fell down over on the sideline. It wasn't anything that was not a football play, but
that is going to net.
Do want to give
that is a 6-yard punt. That is a 6-yard punt. That's what I was calculating up and where the official is standing. But now, because of the penalty, it's going to be first down Texas High. Okay, I was checking.
They'll get. It looks like the flag was waved off. So a good call there after talking to each other by the officials.
Yeah. So Coach Fleener getting the explanation from the official there. Head coach of the Forney Jackrabbits just took over this year. Braylon Stewart on the carry, back in the ball game. Going to have a gain of 2 on the play. Going to bring up second down and 8.
Yeah, number 52, Tristan Bennett there on the stop for the Jackrabbits. While we got a little break in action, 2:13 left to go in the first quarter. Want to give a shout out to Coach Pettigrew down in Magnolia, the head baseball coach for the Mule Riders. You haven't seen it yet, but he texted. He's upset that I'm having to duct tape my mic up.
Well, it's probably about like you having to duct tape your gear up when you were umpiring. This resembles the calls that you made on the play.
That's right.
It's going to be stopped in the Stewart's going to be stopped in the backfield by the entire defensive line of the Forney Jackrabbits. I'll tell you what, the Jackrabbits have come to play tonight. They are not intimidated by these Tigers whatsoever. They remember what happened last year as Texas High beat them 49-10. And so far, it has been all Jackrabbits in the game.
Yeah, and the clock is ticking down. 1:28 to go in the opening quarter. The Jackrabbits lead 7-0 over the Tigers.
McHenry drops the ball and is going to be brought down in the backfield as picked it up, and it was too late to pass it off. And it's our guys are having a little bit of hard time of keeping their composure tonight, but everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, number 44. Tanner Howland, he comes in and lays a lick on the quarterback, and they kind of crawled all over Brayson McHenry there. They're pumped up, and Brayson McHenry didn't like it much, but not enough people on the field for the Tigers. They've got some problems going on right now. Bad snaps. Offensive line not looking very hot so far here in this game, and looks like there's going to be a
timeout.
Yep.
Timeout by the Jackrabbits. In the kick for Texas High is Austin Miller, and the deep snapper is Cody Reese.
Yeah, we want to make sure we give a big shout out to one of our premier sponsors tonight, State Bank. State Bank is your local bank for all of your personal and banking needs, with branches in Atlanta, Clarksville, DeKalb, Texarkana, Nash, and a soon-to-be-opened branch over in New Boston. If you're looking to buy, build, or refinance, contact our very own Game Day correspondent, Jay Davis at State Bank, or visit their website for more information at statebankofdecab.com. State Bank, your family, your bank.
And speaking of State Bank, Joe Nichols has joined us on the broadcast tonight. So we thank Joe Nichols and what State Bank does for Texarkana Game Day in order to bring you all of the games of all high schools in the Texarkana as well as some of the surrounding areas.
Yeah, and State Bank, I work with the Greater Texarkana Young Professionals and some other different organizations around town. And State Bank is always involved in tons of stuff around town. And so go over there and give those guys a shout. It's State Bank of DeKalb.
Austin Miller, high snap. He's going to get it off in plenty of time. He's going to kick it away from the receiver as the guys get down. The team gets on it. And there's no fair catch on that, and so he picks up the ball, and immediately the defense jumps on him. Wimberly, I don't know what he was thinking there.
Yeah, and I don't think the coach, he's very happy with him. Neither is number 44, Tanner Howland. He's telling him, hey, man, look, you're not on the offensive side there. You don't just pick it up. That could have been a disaster.
Yes. Hey, it would have been in favor of the Tigers. We wouldn't have been upset whatsoever. So. But here we go, 1st and 10 for the Jackrabbits at their own 9-yard line. Let's see if the Texas High can get better field position.
23 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
He's going to hand it off to Washington. Washington's going to cut it outside, and he's going to get to the second level of the defense.
Tackle's going to be made by number 27, Javarius Tyson. And I believe they will let the time run out here in the first quarter. Can't see the clock. They're doing a fan cam right now, so I believe it is ticking down.
It's all zeros. It's all zeros. So that's going to bring us to the conclusion of the first quarter with your scores 7-0 in favor of the Jackrabbits.
Yeah, and we appreciate State Bank again being our first quarter sponsor and one of our premier sponsors here on Texarkana Game Day. We are going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be back after messages from our sponsors.
Providing excellent customer service while keeping everyone safe is a top priority here at State Bank. We are making your banking experience safer and easier with our new curbside banking program. Almost anything you need to do inside the branch can now be accomplished with curbside banking. Need to open an account, pick up a debit card, or hands-on help with mobile banking? Just pull into a designated curbside spot, call the number on the sign, and a State Bank team member will come assist you quickly. We are excited to bring you this convenience and are thankful to serve you. Your family, your bank, State Bank.
And we are back here at Citibank Stadium, where your score is 7-0 in favor of the Jackrabbits right now as we begin the second quarter. Ball's handed off to number 2, John Richard Washington, the returning starter for the Jackrabbits.
And this quarter going to be brought to you by Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. Make sure you go over and give Dr. Young and his staff a shout over at 4646 Calhoun Creek Road in Texarkana, or give them a call at 903-838-8000.
3rd down and 4. Jake White in, fakes the handoff. Going to roll out to his left, and it's going to be, it's almost picked off. Sorry, folks, I just get excited when a kid almost does something well.
That's number 14, C.J. Brown, who's in there for Tyreek Robinson. And, I mean, it just falls right in his hands and then to the ground. And you just hate that, because that is the break that the Tigers need to get back in this ball game. And if he would have picked that one up, I think it was smooth sailing all the way into the end zone.
So we can bring up the second punt of the night for the Jackrabbits, as they are, again, 3 and out. The last 2 series they've been 3 and out. And Texas High defense has played very well tonight thus far. So once again, we've got a backwards spinning kick. It's going to take a Jackrabbit time to roll, and then it's going to turn and go the other direction, and it's like they don't know what to do with it.
And nobody knew to get on it or not.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Jackrabbit 41-yard line.
Yeah, big shout out to our second quarter sponsor, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. Physicians have been hand selected for the most respected emergency physicians in the community with over 50 years of experience working in emergency rooms across the country. Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital is the superior choice for your minor and major emergency care needs in Texarkana. Real care, real convenience, real capabilities.
Stewart with the carry, bounces it outside. There's no room inside and is going to have a nice gain. It's going to be close to a first down, going to be 9 yards, going to bring up 2nd down and 1.
Number 28, Kai Kennedy, bringing down Stewart, but not after a 9-yard gain.
It's been the issue for the Tigers is number 1, blocking up front, but then getting outside, and they've had 3rd and long all night long. So to have 2nd down and 1, Tigers really could use a score right here to even it up.
That one's going to be on number 18, Nate Minnie, and his co-part there.
It's going to be number 58.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
Evan
at. I don't have him
Holman.
on my chart
Evan
here.
Holman. He's a sophomore, and so this is, varsity football is a big jump for a sophomore, and so probably trying to learn. McHenry's going to underthrow Hall, and that quick, folks, we've got 3rd down and long for the Tigers. So with 10:24 left here in the second quarter. Back to pass, going to hit Hall. He's going to have enough for the first down. Hall's going to try to get more, but it's going to be plenty for the first down. And so 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 28-yard line. Great pass and catch by McHenry to Hall as he was looking that way the whole time as they keep working their way to that side. Blake Rogers has been quiet tonight as he's had a great start to the year. Going to hand it off to Stewart. Stewart's going to get to the left side, have a gain of 2 yards. It's going to be brought down by number 48, Peyton Cooper, the senior for the Jackrabbits. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8 as Stewart comes out of the game. Going to bring in Kelly as he has become a great relief back for Stewart thus far. So going to hand it off to Kelly up the middle. And he's going to have a huge hole blown out by that offensive line. Going to have a nice gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 as Kelly gets to the 2nd level of the defense. Third down and 2. Henry gets a signal. Kelly flanked to his right. Going to have movement on the line once again for the Tigers, as we talked about in pregame. Got to eliminate those penalties. So far, that's what's been the issue tonight, is the penalties for the Tigers. On the offensive side of the ball, defense has played a great game thus far, only giving up 7 points on 4 possessions. 1 turnover, got a fumble recovery, and 2 3-and-outs. Bring up 3rd down and 7. McHenry back to pass. He's going to throw up a fade route, and Reese tries to get inside to catch the ball, and it's going to be defended by number 1, Aaron Flowers, the sophomore for the Jackrabbits. And you've got 4th down and 6.
And 8:37 left to go here in the first half. Sorry about that again. Technical difficulties, just giving giving Eric a shot to just take it over by himself. And so I am back and we can hear.
So we're going to go for it on 4th down once again. McHenry back to pass, got confidence in the offense. Offensive line does a great job. Going to be caught by Reese, and it's going to be enough for the first down. Great athletic play by the junior, who is also the backup quarterback. Going to bring 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and good coverage by Aaron Flowers there, number 1 for the Jackrabbits, but just a good pitch and catch from McHenry out there to number 10,
Reese.
Cody Reese.
He's going to fake the handoff. Got Brandon Hall across the middle on a slant route, as he has become the go-to guy tonight for the Tigers.
Yeah, a nice job by Hall there. Did you see that? Him snag that in with nothing but his hands. A great catch there by Hall, and he's going to be tackled by a couple Jackrabbits.
Going to bring in Jaden Kelly along with Nate Minnie, so I'm going to add an H-back, and then you're going to bring up Grissom for the first time this season. Unique formation by the Tigers. Going to bring in blocking. And Stewart's going to get outside, and he is going to be just shy of getting into the end zone. Going to bring up 1st and goal at the 6-inch line is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, number 1, Aaron Flowers again. He comes in, and he gets caught too far inside. Stewart tries to get it outside of him. There's going to be too many people on the field for Forney, but he tries to get outside and get to the corner, and number 1, Aaron Flowers, just gets the shoelace and trips up Braylon Stewart, and there were too many people on the field for the Jackrabbits with 7:07 here to go in the first half. The Rabbits lead.
You got to love the move. If that, it's going to be false start on the Tigers, even though there's too many men on the field for Forney, but they're going to say false start by the Tigers. Looks like the Tigers have set up basically like a double wall to create more blocking on that left side for Stewart. And so see if the same personnel stays in. Looks like they are. As Blake Rogers is flanked out one-on-one to the right. It's going to be offsides on Forney. And so that's going to bring up half the distance to the goal for the Tigers.
Yep, and they're going to take it. Coach wants it, a good hard count by Brayson McHenry there, and they do draw him off sides, trying to bring pressure off of the outside edge by number 20, Dylan Patrick.
Tell you what would be beautiful is out of this formation is a little slant route by.
Well, Blake Stewart's real wide. He's on the top of the numbers over here.
It's Blake Rogers.
Blake Rogers.
What? You got
Who
technical
is
difficulty.
Blake Stewart?
I have no idea. Not even Blake Shelton.
Do we even know a Blake Stewart?
No.
I'm just calling names. I don't need these papers. I'm going to throw them out this window in the stands. I call people who I want.
Yeah. Stewart's going to go to the left side, and he's going to be in for a Tiger touchdown. As we wait for the point after.
And that was Braylon Rogers, right?
Braylon Stewart. Touchdown, Tigers.
Nice looking little stretch play there by the Tigers to the short side of the field. Gets in the end zone, and a nice long horn there. Not sure if that thing was stuck or not. Old Billy over there, it sounds like it's still going on.
I think he thinks we're one-on-one with the horns tonight. So, yeah, I think it's stuck. Billy can't get it to turn off.
He's got the horn stuck, and it looks like we've got the mechanics coming out. Billy's not over there. There's some kids over there running this. And nonetheless, the kick after is up, and it doesn't look like they put it on the scoreboard.
Kick is up, and I think he might have missed it. I didn't see. I was so distracted by the horn.
By the air horn that we weren't even watching the teams come off the field, and they do miss. I think it may have been because of the air horn.
Yeah. So our team behind us were able to see the delay and let us know, and so we appreciate Brody for being here with us this year. He was with Tigervision last year, graduated, and came over to Texarkana Gameday. Cam is doing a great job of showing him how things are done here at Texarkana Gameday. So we once again appreciate Mr. A for traveling with his team. They do a great job every year, and so we thank them so much for what they do. I mean, all the camera work is by students. It blows your mind how good they are. Mr. A works with them. You know, he has a standard of excellence is what he expects, and when you set that expectation, students will rise to the occasion. Going to be Miller for the kick. Going to kick it to Wimberly. Wimberly's going to watch it roll out of bounds at literally the 2.5-yard line, but it's going to be a penalty flag.
I think it was a little closer to that pylon than where that ref threw his flag. But nonetheless, it's out of bounds and a penalty. But the Jackrabbits do lead 7-6 over the Tigers with 6:23 left in the first half. Not a pretty half by the Tigers so far, but 6 minutes left to go. One turnover and a couple big plays can turn this thing around.
Well, and I'll tell you, here's the difference. Forney's played 2 games. Texas High's played 1 game. They were off last week due to the Texas High-Arkansas High game getting postponed or canceled. Not even postponed, but canceled. And so it makes a big difference. That one more game makes a difference early in the season. And so just trying to get the cobwebs out. Going to go to a 3-man front. Going to back Derek off the line as they're going to hand it off to Washington. Washington's going to have the carry. He's going to have a gain of 6. Going to bring up second down. Gain of 5. Bring up second down and 5 for the Jackrabbits.
And he's going to be tackled by a whole host of Tigers there, but not after a 4.5 yard gain by Forney. Want to make sure we give a big shout out to some of our other sponsors here: Amcare, Flying Burger, Rocasa, Eagle Dental, and Red River Lumber. We appreciate them for being sponsors of Texarkana Game Day.
Going to give a 3-4 front. Going to back Derek Brown off the line at more of a linebacker, strong safety look. And so you were a coach. Kind of what's the thinking there on that?
Well, just matchup. Try to get your matchups wherever you can get them. If you think one guy's better at covering certain people, you want to pull those guys there. And then, of course, they've got a whole host of linebackers for the Tigers that are big, athletic. They can play the run, they can play the pass, so it makes it easy when you've got those guys that can do both.
They did that a little bit with Clayton Smith last year.
Yeah.
You've seen a little bit with Derek Brown this year. So we're going to go man-to-man on the outside as they show a little bit of cover 2. Going to bring a tunnel screen and going to miss the tackle there. And number 6, Jackrabbits are going to break free. It's going to be out of bounds at the 30-yard line as it's White to Gafford, senior to senior. And 3rd and 3 suddenly is 1st and 10 inside of Tiger territory.
Yep, with 5:30 left to go before halftime, number 3, Derek Brown, finally runs him out of bounds, but it's all the way down to, let's see where they got it on, about the 30.
I will tell you this, if I am on the Tiger sideline, I don't know that I want to go into the locker room.
Yeah, it's not been a pretty half. We did see it last week just a little bit, but they got it in order for the second half last week, and so we hope that the Tigers come out from halftime and look like they did last week.
So John Richard on the carry, Washington. John Richard Washington on the carry. He's going to have a nice game. Going to bring up second down and 2 for the Jackrabbits.
Clock still ticking. 5:10 left to go in the first half. Jackrabbits do lead by 1.
So 7-6 in favor of the Jackrabbits here in the second quarter. White gets the snap. Southpaw going to look to go over the middle to Murkinson. Couldn't quite catch it. That's been kind of one of the things that he does a lot, tends to overthrow his receivers.
Yeah, number 22, Michael Thomas on the coverage there. Pretty good coverage in his back hip pocket, but a nice throw there by the Forney quarterback. Almost dropped it over the top for the second score of the night. 4:53 left to go before halftime.
Now White's got a baseball motion, so I noticed that when I was prepping for the game, and so found out before the game that he is a baseball player. It's going to be Washington on the carry once again. Going to be run out of bounds. Going to have enough for the first down, and it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line for the Jackrabbits with 4:48 left here in the second quarter. The Tigers are down to the Jackrabbits 7-6.
I want to make sure we give a couple more sponsors a big shout out. We've got Browning Homes, Texas Farm Bureau, Dr. Pepper, Express Unemployment, and my favorite sponsor, Brian Bolt Shelter Insurance.
We'll send a man in motion. White's going to throw. Pass is intended for Ford, as Ford is going to be, looks like he is down, holding his ankle. So he's off on the sidelines, but we're going to see if he's going to be an injury timeout. So,
and number 14, C.J. Brown, was in coverage there. A good job by him, making sure that if that ball was caught, he was going to push him out of bounds right there on the sideline. And so we do have a injury timeout. Make sure we get a couple more sponsors in during this time. Kelly Ashbrook State Farm, Stone Studio, Sport Clips, Air Temp, and Sports Magic. We sure do appreciate all of those sponsors for making it able for us to cover Texarkana Game Day, or all Texarkana area athletic events, especially right now during football. And,
I want to say Josh Gibson is joining us tonight, head coach and as athletic director of Pleasant Grove. I want to wish them luck and blessings tomorrow night as they take on Paris Wildcats.
4:43 left to go in the first half.
So Jake's going to pull it. He's going to stumble, bumbling, stumbling. He's going to fumble it, but not before he is down. They're going to call him down at the 1 yard line. And helmet's going to come off again, and he's going to have to come out of the game.
Yeah, and a hard hit there by number 15, Marcel Beaver, goes right into the knees of the big quarterback from Forney, and the ball does pop out, but the ref said that he was down. His head did hit the ground, nothing else. It looked like it come down right on top of his head, and the ball went out of the end zone.
Coach Fleener's going
that he was down.
Coach Fleener's going to call a timeout in order to get his quarterback back in, as he had to come out because of a helmet issue. So with the timeout, it's going to be right at 4 minutes left here in the first half, as timeout is called, with the Tigers trailing the Jackrabbits 7-6. It is, Brian, that's not what we expected in the game, as we'll probably talk about more at halftime. Just not to be down whatsoever, but just a little bit of sloppy football by the Tigers that we usually don't see.
Yeah, and I think when Billy comes up, hopefully he comes up, we're going to do some halftime adjustments for both teams. And right now, if you're talking about halftime adjustments for the Tigers, they have got to do the exact thing we said before the game. They've got to cut out those silly penalties here and there, and that puts them right back in the ball game.
That's the thing a lot of people don't realize. If a penalty, we can recover, but that's silly yardage you're giving the other team. And it's not that you're an undisciplined football team whatsoever. It does not reflect that, but it's just you've got to be more mentally focused in the game. And sometimes when you have a long road trip and you immediately step off that bus and then you're in the locker room and it's so quick, sometimes it just takes a little time to get the cobwebs out.
Yeah, and as the offense for Forney trots back out on the team, you've got to give them credit, man. They have played a heck of a first half, and just the battle of who makes the least mistakes.
So White back in, going to keep it, as he is going to be tripped up in the backfield and going to be dropped for a loss. It's going to bring up second down and goal at the 5 yard line. Great defense by the Tigers.
Yeah, that's number 14, C.J. Brown, who came flying in from the safety position and just chops the big number 11, Jake White, down in the backfield. And so the clock is still running, 3:30 left to go here in the first half. The clock's not going to run out, so they need to get them to 4th down.
I can tell you, Jake White's dad's calling the game, and he probably took a deep breath because Jake broke his leg in this game last year. And with that being said, Forney is going to extend their lead as the ball is handed off to John Richard Washington up the middle, as Forney Jackrabbits are fired up tonight.
Yeah, and they ran that one right up the middle, right through the heart of the defense. The Texas High Tigers just look gassed right now.
It's going to be Edifully to kick for the point after attempt, and the kick is going to be tipped.
Be blocked, and it's caught.
It's caught, and this is going to be returnable as the referee gets in the way. And this could be, and he's going to step out of bounds. The ball is picked up by number 21, Tyreek Robinson, and he thought he was going to have 2 points there. But,
and why the referee didn't just stay in the middle of the field, I do not know. He comes over and actually bumps into the ball runner, and he gets caught by 1 step down here. I think the referee kept him from making it to the end zone. Now,
Oh,
one step, he bumped into him there. I mean, he was inches away from breaking it loose.
There's just sometimes you play one team, and then there's times you play two. So.
And he was trying to get out of the way. But he's got that whole other half of the field that he doesn't have to go to, and he runs right into the ball runner.
Well, folks, with 3:16 left here in the first half.
I'm going to talk about it the rest of the game.
Yeah. Forney Jackrabbits lead the Texas High Tigers 13-6. And it is, as the Tigers looked a little bit stunned as they were not expecting this to happen tonight. And so here we go as the 3:16 need to try to tie the score up here as we head into the locker room. And the Texas High offense, if they can do this, they've just got to lock in and make it happen.
And if you take a look at the Commercial National Bank scoreboard, the Jackrabbits lead 13-6 over your Texas High Tigers with 3:06 left to play here in the half. Coffee ready to kick it away.
Squib kick down the middle. Try to keep it away. Blake Rogers is going to pick it up, and he's got room up the middle. Blake's going to break free across the 50. And he's going to fumble on the play, but the ball's going to be down.
No, they're saying that he was down.
They're saying he was down. Blake's pleading his case to the official, but they had him marked down.
And they are marking him down. The coach and the players from Forney want him to call it the other way, but he was down when the ball came out.
Yes, his knee was down. I would just look at it on instant replay. Just kidding. So there's going to be 1st and 10 at the Jackrabbit 46-yard line.
Yeah, and a nice return there by Blake Rogers sets them up with the best field position that they've had all night. And they're going to come out in a spread formation. They need an urgent score here before half.
So McHenry back to pass, in and out of the hands of Brandon Hall as he had room on the outside if he catches that. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Like we said, just small mistakes. These few little mistakes, if those things are fixed, the Tigers are up 21-13 right now over Forney. They just don't look like the Tigers that we're used to right now.
But it does not matter what football team you are. Every football team has to fight through moments like this, where your opponent's got you figured out, where you've got things that just aren't going your way. They're going to say no catch as he was bobbling the ball. It was out of bounds. No catch as the back judge comes in on that, or the side judge.
Yeah, one of the sideline referees over here was actually calling it a catch. He was blocked by the coaches, and then the back judge down here had to come in and say that it was not a catch. They almost got away with one there.
Where's the sideline warning?
Yeah.
2:59 left here in the first half. Once again, Tigers trail the Jackrabbits 13-6. So lots of mistakes by the Tigers tonight. Fake the handoff. Blitz is coming, and McHenry's going to be dropped for a loss. And as we started off in Jackrabbit territory, we're going to end this drive inside of Tiger territory at the 45-yard line.
Defensive tackle number 99, Jack Mayhall, he's hyping the fans up, and they're on their feet. With 2:30 left to go before halftime. Coach Stanford was looking for a score before halftime. Right now, they're just hoping that clock ticks down and get to halftime.
Austin Miller in to kick, gets the punt off as the rush was on. And the ball's going to be fumbled and picked up by the Tigers.
And they cannot advance that, yeah.
Yeah, but it's going to be 1st and 10. You're correct. It's going to be 1st and 10 inside the 25-yard line for the Tigers. And once again, the Tigers have life, as Wimberley has struggled in the kicking game, or in the receiving game, we should say, tonight.
Yeah, and so they just muff that. He calls for a fair catch. He muffs it, and the Tigers are right there to jump on it. And so, man, if there is ever a time that the Tigers need a score with 2:07 left to go in the first half, they are on the 24-yard line, and they need to punch it in right here to tie this ball game up before half.
So that ball was recovered by Joshua Stewart for the Tigers. And those of you who are at home, if you're wondering why they can't advance it, but on that situation, Brian, what's the rule on that? You just can't advance it on a muff punt.
Yeah.
Going to hand it off to Kelly. Kelly's going to go up the left side. He's going to go towards the end zone, going to be brought down inside the 10-yard line. Going to step out of bounds just before the 10-yard line. Going to be 1st and 10 at the 11 as the Tigers are moving on, or depending on the running game, as we tick down inside of 2 minutes, right at 2 minutes here in the first half.
Yeah, and it's kind of like an onside kick. You can't run down there and grab your own onside kick and then advance it.
So we're going to be Kelly up the middle. We'll bring up 2nd down and 4 at the 5-yard line.
And they're running guys on the interior line there. Number 74, he's going to come off the field, Ramirez, and they're going to bring in, didn't get that number, I think that's 45, Christian Thomas that came in for him. Nate Minnie is going to go to the other side.
So Stewart and Kelly. Kelly's going to play like a lead blocker there, almost like a fullback. To no avail. Still a low snap as he really struggled at the center position on the snaps this year.
Yeah, number 44, Tanner Howland, he runs over there and stretches it out all the way to the sideline. It's going to bring up a big 3rd down here with 1:27 left to go in the first half. The Tigers need to get to the 1-yard line.
So it'll be 1:27 left as it's ticking down. Going to bring up 4th down at the 4-yard line. So 4th and 3. They can have a first down without scoring a touchdown. Looks like the Tigers are going to go for it.
Yeah, they need to get it down to about the 1.5-yard line. If they get it down there, they'll get 4 tries. Yeah. With 1:03 clock ticking, we're going to get under a minute, and there's going to be a timeout called on the field. When the clock ticks down here, Coach Stanford doesn't want to leave any time for them to score. But with 48 seconds left to go in the first half, Coach Stanford calls a timeout.
So the Tigers trail the Jackrabbits 13-6. And with 48 seconds left here in the first half, as both teams go to their sidelines or to their coaches to try to figure out how to stop them or how to score.
Yeah, and we want everyone to know that we can't do all of this without our sponsors from Texarkana Gameday. Our premier sponsors in tonight's broadcast is brought to you by State Bank of DeKalb, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, Gregor Auto Collection, and Texar Federal Credit Union. We appreciate them, along with our scoreboard sponsor each week for the Texas High Tigers, Commercial National Bank. We appreciate all the sponsors for making this possible for us to bring you local Texarkana area high school athletics.
So 48 seconds left here in first half. 4th down and 4 for the Tigers. As Henry gets a snap, going to throw a fade route to Derek Brown, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown. His first touchdown of the day. Touchdown, Tigers.
And man, what a gutsy call there by Coach Stanford. You've got 46 seconds left to go before halftime, and instead of getting the first down, you go for it all and throw it to the sideline or the back corner of the end zone. And a great pitch and catch there by Brayson McHenry.
And caught by Derek Brown, number 3, the Texas commit. I know he's excited about the game this weekend. Go Hogs. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Right.
Kick is up. And the kick is good, and that is going to tie it up with 43 seconds left in the first half. Your score is all knotted at 13. So coming up at halftime, folks, here in about 43 seconds, depending on how it works out, you never know.
Or
it could
5
be
minutes.
It could be 5 minutes. Going to have the Texas High Tiger Band on the field. We'll be joined later in the half by none other than the Cowbell King, Tiger King, whatever they want to call him, Billy Lavender, he'll be joining us.
This week he's Razorback Billy.
Razorback Billy, yeah.
This week he's Razorback Billy because there's a big game coming up Saturday, and so I don't know if you know, but I think everybody, at least around these parts, will be tuning in.
So Craig Jenkins just, you know our boy Craig Jenkins, he says he's going to turn the Hog Network off. So
Craig Jenkins needs to put some of that lotion on those ashy elbows.
All right. So he needs to stop videoing himself while he's driving a motorcycle too.
Hey, the best part about those videos is his daughter commentating. You know, the voiceover that she does, that's the best thing.
All right, here we go with the kickoff with 43 seconds left in the first half. Austin Miller with the kick. It's going to be trying to get a number for you folks. Going to be number 5 on the return, and he is going to be smoked at the 29-yard line. And I don't know if he knows where he is.
Yeah, and that's number 22, Michael Thomas, who comes flying downfield and lays a pretty good lick. Throws that shoulder right on him, and with 33 seconds left to go in the half, our score is tied.
So tie score. Tigers have life once again. Obviously, it could be the tale of two halves. Things could fall apart for Forney as Texas High fixes things at halftime, and they've been known to fix things and come out and have a strong third quarter. So going to be handed off. Try to get it up the middle. Going to be once again to Washington. Washington's going to be stopped immediately at the line with no gain. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Getting called out on Facebook for saying go Hogs. They love us biased commentators. So I appreciate them. I think we could cheer on any college team we want, right? As long as we're cheering on the Tigers tonight. Yeah. Is that right? So,
we're just having fun, folks. Just having fun. Don't be so personal with
that's
it.
That's all right. Time's going to tick out here in the second quarter. The Razorbacks play this weekend.
Yeah. That's going to do it for us here in the first half, where your score is tied 13-13. We'll be back after these messages with your fabulous Texas High Tiger Band and the High Steppers.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Welcome to Eagle Dental Center's location on Moores Lane in Texarkana. Owned and operated by local dentists, each room is well appointed with a clean and inviting environment. Clinical technology has advanced, and so have we. Using the latest equipment and techniques, we adhere to all CDC guidelines. Our doctors are here for you and will carefully listen to your concerns to improve your oral health. To join the Eagle Dental family, visit our website, eagledentaltxk.com.
AmCare Clinic is seeking to change the way that multi-specialty medicine is delivered. We believe that a meaningful one-on-one relationship with our patients is at the core of every successful outcome. Our staff is ready to welcome you to our family expert providers. Our mission is to keep you healthy and live an enjoyable life.
Welcome to Texarkana Physical Therapy, DeKalb and New Boston Physical Therapy's newest location. Because we're a family-owned clinic, we have the ability to offer some unique accommodations for patients, extended hours including weekend availability, flexible payment plans, and we provide every patient the personal cell phone number of one of our therapists for 24/7 accessibility. We look forward to seeing you at our newest location at 5602 Richmond Road, Texarkana, Texas.
This is Brian from Flying Burger and Seafood, inviting you to join us for the fastest and freshest casual dining experience in Texarkana. Whether you're hungry for a freshly ground hamburger, the tastiest fried catfish, or some of our amazing grilled seafood or chicken, we have what you want, just the way you like it, and always with a smile. Fast, casual dining, just the way you like it. Flying Burger and Seafood, Summerhill Road. Oh yeah, don't forget to top it off with the biggest, baddest cinnamon roll you've ever had. See you soon.
Now, fans, please welcome the Tiger Marching Band.
Providing excellent customer service while keeping everyone safe is a top priority here at State Bank. We are making your banking experience safer and easier with our new curbside banking program. Almost anything you need to do inside the branch can now be accomplished with curbside banking. Need to open an account, pick up a debit card, or hands-on help with mobile banking? Just pull into a designated curbside spot, call the number on the sign, and a State Bank team member will come assist you quickly. We are excited to bring you this convenience and are thankful to serve you. Your family, your bank, State Bank.
We are joined here after a great performance by the Texas High School Band, and the High Steppers were joined by none other than our halftime entertainment himself, all the way from Texarkana, Billy Lavender. What's up, man?
I don't know if you can hear me. My voice is a little bit out. I didn't bring what I really needed to bring to this game. I didn't know I was going to need to, so I've been all cowbell in the second quarter, and it's worked.
That's right. Well, we need it drastically. You know, we've been talking about adjustments that need to be made, man. Bolt and I just keep talking about we got to stop the foolish penalties.
Yeah. That's, you know, we've been hurting ourselves. I mean, we've been getting beat a little bit up front on offense and defense. I think they'll get that worked out at halftime. But I like, you know, we came out throwing some short passes, then tried to break some long, and it didn't really work. But I saw in the second quarter we started hitting that short pass again, and it opened up a couple of few holes. And how about our big-time wide receiver, Derek Brown, who moonlights as a defensive end sometimes, going up on fourth down, you know, and goal and getting that ball really, it was underthrown, which probably is what Brayson needs to do with that. You don't want to overthrow that where he's near the end line, so he underthrows it, and nobody was getting that ball but Derek Brown.
Well, you know, little brother wants to do what big brother did last year.
That's right.
And, you know, after the Tyler game, Clayton Smith came in and was talking to those guys about some things, to Braxton and to Derek, about, hey, let's meet tomorrow. I want to show you some things I've already learned. And so he's able to teach those guys and pass it down.
That's invaluable.
That's huge,
and you know what will happen? Because of that, Derek Brown will come in next year and talk to those guys. And then the Braxtons, the Braylon Stewarts, the Brayson McHenrys, those guys will do the same thing, and they'll come. So it just keeps building, and your program keeps building. And I love what the coaching staff is doing with them, and it shows in a big leader like Derek Brown and Clayton Smith.
As you can hear the crowd, they're cheering on their High Steppers, who is the national champs. They're pretty phenomenal.
Listen, their High Steppers are good, but just like 2 weeks ago and just like the rest of the year, we win halftime with our band and our High Steppers, and we win halftime every time. We're undefeated at halftime.
I love it.
Kudos to everybody from Arnie Lawson to Amber Reynolds to, you know, cheerleaders do well. I mean, every one of them, so kudos to them. We don't want to forget them because they're part of the team too.
Absolutely, and we really appreciate everybody that's involved. I was thinking even before the game as Forney Choir sang the national anthem, I'm thinking what football does for a community. I was talking to a football team this afternoon, and I shared with them even last week, and the words I just use is hope, is that in a world today, you can come on a Thursday or Friday night to a stadium, put everything at the gate, leave it in the car, and just enjoy a football game. It's what entertainment does, watching high school kids succeed. And I know that COVID is a situation and closing schools. What do? We've got to muscle up and get through this thing, because I'm telling you, the power of a Thursday, Friday night football game. I'm looking at a student section from the home team here, as well as our student section back home. It just does something for a kid.
No, and kudos, man. We really appreciate Gameday for and Tigervision for coming on the road. Man, this is huge for people who can't get off work or can't get here on a Thursday night, and have to be home, like we are after midnight. But man, for Tigervision and Texarkana Gameday working together and doing that, man, it really builds camaraderie and man, here's the thing. You can come down here on a Thursday night and come play some team and beat the heck out of them and not get anything out of them. But when you come, you make a couple of mistakes. Yeah, y'all turn me up. I'm going low. You make a couple of mistakes and they punch you in the mouth.
Yep.
It takes you to get back up, and we're right back tied at halftime. I think we'll come out, correct those, it's those things that we're doing to ourselves. It's not something that they're doing to us. So we'll get some of those corrected and get rolling.
And it's not a comparison too, but it's just the fact of every championship team has been tested. Whether you're talking to Clemson, you talk to Alabama, you talk to the Patriots, every Super Bowl run,
absolutely,
the team has been tested at some point, even to the point of a loss. But the point is that this is the moment that you find out what kind of team that you have.
Absolutely, and we have a week off, because of the Arkansas High test. We have a week off because of Arkansas High that we weren't able to, to play. So it gives us a deal of, hey, if we, if we have that happen sometime near the playoffs, we'll have known what took place, and we'll build on it. So I'm excited. I'm excited that we've come down here. We have a test. Whether we win or lose, nobody knows at this point. But we've been punched in the mouth. Now it's getting up off the turf and going back at them.
So let's move forward a little bit. We know what we've got to fix in the game and in the future. We're looking at district play. We've got a bye next week. So we're going to have a full, more than 2 weeks off.
That's right.
We open at home with Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant's, they're hoping to get their defensive lineman back. As well. They've had a defensive lineman that's had some issues.
I made a bet. I made a bet already on that game. I've got the Tigers in that game, Texas High versus Mount Pleasant. So we'll see how that goes.
So you got the Tigers in that game.
Yeah,
I like that.
Already got them, and looking to win a little money on it.
So the district so far is 0. We're the only team with a win. I know it's preseason, but the district doesn't look as strong as it did last year.
But you know what? Once district starts, none of that matters. All that matters is that we get up off the turf and we play hard and we win every game. Doesn't matter who they put in front of us. And here's the thing. After last year, after what's happened the last couple of years, everybody's out for us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's everybody's Super Bowl when they step on the field with us. Some of these crowds are because Texas High's coming. You know what I'm saying? So no, you can't look ahead right now, but I'm glad we got a little bit over a week to prepare and get back at it and really.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned earlier that we've only have 2 pre-district games. Forney's already played 2 games.
Right.
That makes a big difference. We were talking about it during the game. Is that one game makes a huge difference. Disappointment for the kids not to be able to play Arkansas High last week. That some of them have dreamed of it all their life, but it's just the nature of COVID and all that situation.
That's right. With COVID, we completely understand it's not Arkansas High's fault. It just happened. But here's the thing: when adversity hits, it's how you respond. When something like that hits, it's what does Texas High do? Do they say, "Oh, woe is me, we didn't get to play that game, so we're going to come out here and lay an egg"? No, we've got to move forward. Just like I say, if that happens during district, if something happens that we don't get to play a game, we'll have learned from it.
Yeah. Well, I can't let you get out of here about talking about the game this weekend.
Man.
We've already gotten some flack back about saying "Go Hogs." We're not talking
right.
about the crosstown rival. We're talking simply about University of Texas versus the University of Arkansas this weekend.
Hey,
are you going to the game, number one?
I'm going to the game. Here's the thing. I go whether it's Texas State or Texas Southern or Texas Eastern. It doesn't matter. University of Texas, they're all the same, and all those teams are about the same that I just mentioned. But I'm going to beat the Longhorns is what I'm going for. Whether we win or lose, there's going to be 80,000 screaming, rabid Arkansas fans. I'll be calling the Hogs, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. I saw a post this week, but the view at Virginia Tech when they played Inner Sandman was unbelievable this week. The whole place was jumping. I mean, it was hopping. It was fun.
I can't wait for 6 o'clock on Saturday night, Donald W. Reynolds, Razorback Stadium. It's going to be wild, baby.
So where are you sitting this year?
I'm going to be sitting on the 50 where I normally do.
The sidelines?
No, I don't like it down the sidelines. I like it where I can see. But
who do you feel like, in all honesty, what do you feel like between the two teams?
In all honesty, I think Arkansas, what they have to do is they have to play a clean game. I think Texas, on paper, is a better team. I think Arkansas has to play a clean game, and they've got to be able to defend on the corners against Texas big receivers, and then Bijan Robinson out of the backfield. So if we can stop them or really contain them, I think we got a good chance. And you're at home, with a bunch of crazy fans who hate Texas. So there'll be a few horns down and stuff like that. But
and I'm really excited that the rivalry is coming back together. You're going to see the A&M Texas game come back again once again with Texas and Oklahoma coming to the SEC.
Man, it's so good. I love it that Texas is coming back to the SEC or coming to the SEC. And they always follow what Arkansas does, but anyway, it just takes them a while. But I'm happy they're coming back, and I hope like the last 35 years that we can continue to beat them more than they beat us. That's just what I'm hoping.
But you don't know history at all, right?
In my lifetime, I'm not talking about 200 years ago. I'm just talking about right now. It's all I know.
Yeah, well, and the Texas fans are all going to throw up the horns and say, hey, do you remember Vince Young? And, we were talking about that game on the way down here, Vince Young and Reggie Bush in the national championship. But since then, yeah, I'm just wondering if Matt Brown's got a picture. You missed me yet, you know?
That's right. Well, we got a national championship, too. So. That wasn't in my lifetime.
Yeah. I will give it to Texas. They played for theirs. We got voted for ours.
I'm telling you, I really like Coach Sarkisian.
Yeah.
He's got it. He's going to get it turned around. I think he's the right guy. What's that song playing in the background? Anyway, wow. But anyway, I like the Hogs. I don't know that they're going to win, but I like the Hogs.
I like the Hogs as well. Going to be a great preview of a eventual SEC rival renewed. Folks, that's Billy Lavin.
They play Texas Fight in the background.
That's right. That's
good
right.
Gravy. Hey, listen, everybody listens to Gameday, even their band.
Yeah. So, hey, you got anything else for us right before you go?
Go Hogs and go Tigers.
Folks, that's Billy Lavender joining us here at halftime. We're about 2 minutes away of the guys coming back out. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, the second half of the game tonight right here on Texarkana Gameday and Tigervision. And we are back here live as both teams enter the field once again for the second half after a great show by the Texas High Band as well as Forney High School Band, and both of them call them the High Steppers. And we were joined at halftime for the second part of halftime by none other than Razorback Billy Lavender. It's always fun to have him on, Brian.
That's right. Every Friday night, or this week, I guess Thursday, at halftime, he likes to come up and do some halftime adjustments for his Texas High Tigers.
Of course, the first thing we ask him when we talk to him is, what happened to your voice? And he said, I came to the JV game and I yelled and yelled and yelled, and I woke up this morning and couldn't talk, and that's what happens when you've been doing it a long time. So who's this quarter going to be sponsored by tonight?
This quarter is going to be brought to you by Gregor Auto Group. The Gregor Auto Group wants to answer your questions to ensure that you see all the benefits that come along with choosing Greg Auto Group for your next purchase. They have various locations to make it easy for you to find a dealership near you, with some locations including Longview, Texarkana, and Destin, Florida. Go by and see them over at the Gregor Auto Group, one of their lots, or visit to see all of their collection at gregorauto.com. Gregor Auto Group, exceeding expectations.
Our man DeMarcus Day, known as Day Day from last year, graduated last year, alumni, is joining us tonight. And so glad to see you on there, Mr. Day. We sure could use you again this year on the offensive line. They need your help. You need to come do some mentoring at practice. You need to help them out a little bit. I also want to congratulate my friend Brandon Lane that's out at Redwater on the 2-0 start, looking to go 3-0 as they play Edgewood tomorrow night at Edgewood. And so great start for the Redwater Dragons and that coaching staff. And we are about to get underway here for the second half of this game here at Forney ISD, as the Texas High Tigers will receive, as Ediful will kick it off for the Tigers back deep. For the Jackrabbits, back deep for the Tigers. Looks like it's going to be, trying to see who we got back there. Hard to see a number when it's off to the side. They're going to kick it short, so it's not going to matter. The ball's going to be recovered by number 25, Joe Miller, the sophomore.
Yeah, and a good field position there for the Tigers to start the second half.
And so McHenry's going to bring his offense back out on the field as we are underway here in the second half in Forney, Texas, for a little Thursday night football. The last score I saw, the other game that's going on here in the Dallas Metroplex, was tied at 7. That may have changed, but Tampa Bay, not in the Metroplex, it's at Tampa. It's 7-7. McHenry's going to hand it off to Stewart. Stewart's going to try to get outside, but not before he is stood up and hit hard, and it's going to be brought down, and I think he took exception to that hit a little bit. Drop for a loss. Going to be second down and 12.
Yeah, and he was held up there by one of the linebackers, and the cornerback, number 17, Sebastian Slater, came in and laid a pretty good lick on him. Not the way the Tigers want to start the second half.
What we saw in the first half, quick out routes tends to be the thing. Going to hit Blake Rogers across the middle. He's going to have enough for a first down. Going to be brought down just shy of midfield. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, and the first play of the half didn't go the Tigers' way, but the second play did. Blake Rogers streaking across the middle of the field. A nice pitch and catch there. McHenry looking a little tender on one of those ankles there. Not sure if he got it taped up at halftime or maybe it happened on the last play, but he looks a little tender-footed.
McHenry in at quarterback. Stewart flanked to his right. Jackrabbits show blitz. McHenry's going to get outside the pocket, and he's got a man downfield wide open. It's going to be Reese. Reese is going to break a tackle and drag 2 guys with him, and it's going to be inside the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 once again for the Tigers.
Yeah, and just some long, deep routes by the Tiger receivers there. Reese broke off and just stopped. McHenry scrambled out of the pocket and just heaved it downfield, and a nice long pass there for the Tigers. Going to set them up 1st and 10 at the 29.
Tigers
24.
Going to get it outside again to Brandon Hall. Needs to break one tackle, and he does as he head towards the end zone. Going to be inside the 10 to the 7-yard line as he's brought down. Blake Rogers with a great block on the outside. Going to be 1st down and 10 again for the Tigers. 1st and goal. at the 7-yard line.
Hall broke a tackle there and just kind of tripped himself over about the 20-yard line, or he may have would have scored there. Blake had a good block there on the outside on the cornerback, but again, that 20-yard line just tripped him up a little bit, but he makes it all the way down to about the 7-yard line.
First and goal for the Tigers. Handed off to Stewart up the middle. Stewart dances around, but nothing as they clog up that middle. No gain on the play. Brings up second down and goal.
Yeah, and that's number 52, the big defensive end, Tristan Bennett, who came in. Not much going on that run play. 9:16 left to go in the third quarter. We appreciate Commercial National Bank for our scoreboard each and every game for the Tigers.
Second and goal. McHenry hands it off to Stewart. Stewart's going to go up that left side, and he's going to barrel his way in for a Tiger touchdown. Touchdown, Tigers.
That's exactly the way that Texas High wanted to come out here in this second half. Took a few minutes off of the clock. They punched the ball all the way down the field, and then they drive it in for the score.
So Miller on for the kick after. Blake Rogers to hold. Going to be a flag on the play. Movement on the offensive line of Texas High. Going to back it up 5 yards. Going to make that kick a little bit more difficult for Austin Miller. As Texas High has come out and responded well here in the second half thus far. Great first opening drive here in the third quarter to take the lead. As Austin Miller's kick is up, and it is good. And with 9 minutes left here in the second quarter, your score is 20-13.
And that field goal there is going to be brought to you by Texar Federal Credit Union, and we do have a flag on the play. Looks like coming off the field, maybe a Forney player said something. They're going to throw a play either on the coaching staff or a player coming off the field.
We'll get the call here in just a few moments.
That flag is not sponsored by Texar.
After play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. It's going to be assessed on the kickoff.
Not sure which way he pointed. I thought he pointed toward the kicking team.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to move the ball forward. The official's going to go 15 yards forward, and so Texas High will kick off in Forney territory.
Wow.
Great time to see an onside kick.
Think he can make a field goal from that?
I wish that was a rule. It sure would be fun. So I was just informed that Austin Miller is a soccer player, so plays on the Texas High soccer team. So it's always fun to see those soccer guys come out and be kickers for the football team.
He might be able to kick it through the uprights now.
Austin Miller's going to kick it up.
And it is.
And it's going to be just right at the uprights. We're going to call it good from our angle. So it's going to be a touchback, going to bring the ball out to the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Jackrabbits. See how they respond here in the second half and the adjustments that they made in the second half. Your score is 20-13 in favor of the Texas High Tigers.
Yeah, we apologize for not having the time tonight. We'll keep you updated on it throughout this second half.
Texas High comes out in that, once again, in that three-man front once again, is going to back Derek Brown off the line to create a fourth linebacker, almost a fourth linebacker strong safety position.
Number 27, Javarius Tyson, coming in there to make the tackle right there, but not after a pretty good gain by the Jackrabbits. Going to be a gain by Washington for 5 yards.
2nd and 5, handed off to Washington. Dance with the one who brung you. Going to lose a helmet on the play. Going to have to go out of the game. It looks like it's going to be Darren Finley's got to go out of the game.
And Javarius Tyson again with another big tackle, but man, that Jackrabbit offensive line is making some holes right now. And they are moving the ball quite well on the ground.
1st and 10 for the Jackrabbits. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. He's going to hand it off once again to Washington. Washington's going to go around the right side. He's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by the outside linebacker, Tyler Harris, number 31, who shed a block there and got downhill and made a good shoestring tackle on the running back. He did get about a 3 or 4 yard gain, but a nice play there by Harris.
2nd and 7 at the 40. Jackrabbits come out, and offense is looking good. Jake's going to get flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to connect with his receiver, number 13, Ford, and it's going to be enough for another Jackrabbit first down.
Yeah, just a scramble there by the quarterback, just making time for his receivers to get away from those defenders. Should have been a lineman downfield, flag thrown, but nonetheless, they didn't see it, they didn't call it, and it's a first down for the Jackrabbits.
So 1st and 10 for the Jackrabbits. Once again, hands it off to Washington, but he's going to be met in the backfield by that Tiger defense. Drop for a loss of 3, going to bring up 2nd down and 13 at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, number 31, Tyler Harris, was the first one to get there to wrap him up, and then a host of other Tigers come in. Big number 95, Brandon Childs comes in, and also number 22, Michael Thomas, both come in and lay licks on the running back.
2nd and long. Going to give Washington a breather. Going to send in number 28, Kai Kennedy, the junior.
Yeah, and Javarius Tyson again on the tackle. We've called his name a couple times so far with 6:36 clock running left here in the third quarter.
See what these Forney uniforms just look just like Steeler uniforms.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. Got 3rd and long, 3rd and 11. White's going to get flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield, and they're going to get a flag and call roughing the passer as he throws it away. And there's another one of those penalties that we can't have on a play. It's going to give him an automatic first down. They're going to call hands to the face. It's going to be a 15-yard from the previous spot, automatic first down. And so the Tigers go from 3rd down, moving to 4th down to a senseless penalty, and you're going to have 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, just not a good move there by the Tiger defense. Had a good little stop going there and just gave it away.
White back to pass. He's got a man wide open, but just could not connect. He really has trouble on that long throw. Pass intended for Ford. As Ford ran just a post route down the middle.
Number 15, Marcel Beaver on the coverage there.
So Dallas is up 16-14 on Tampa Bay. So we got to go with the Cowboys tonight. I know there's a lot of Brady fans out there, but got to cheer for the Cowboys.
It won't last long.
White looks, he throws it back inside for a wide receiver screen as he tried to come back in on their ball was caught by Merkinson. Going to be dropped immediately in the backfield.
Yeah, that was number 3, Derek Brown, who got back there and read the play. He just grabbed the guy and threw him to the ground, and we move on to 3rd down with 5:45 left to go here in the 3rd period.
So 3rd and 11 once again. Last time we had a hands to the face, automatic first down. But we're going to see if we can. So White has a man, passes intended for Wimberly. Wimberly is open on the route, but going to overthrow him. It's going to bring up 4th down and 11. Looks like the Jackrabbits are going to go for it.
Again, we apologize on our Commercial National Bank scoreboard. We do have the score, but not the time for you tonight. Just a technical difficulty, and there is 5:28 left to go here in the third quarter, with the Tigers leading 20-13 over the Forney Jackrabbits.
So 4th down and 11 for the Jackrabbits. White back to pass. Had a man across the middle. Pass is incomplete, and you can tell he wishes he had that one back. Pass was intended for Gafford, the senior, for the Jackrabbits. Ball will go over on downs.
Yeah, and there was a guy open right across the 15-yard line, and would have been an easy pass and catch, but he just throws it out of the reach of his receivers, and it'll be a first down for Texas High. I want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors. We appreciate them for helping us bring you local Texarkana area high school athletics. Texarkana Therapy Center, Texarkana Physical Therapy, Conterra Networks, Texana Bank, Total Medical Supply, Amcare, Flying Burger, Rocasa, Eagle Dental, and Red River Lumber. We sure do appreciate them for helping us out.
1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 31-yard line. McHenry back to pass, fakes it, has a man across the middle, and going to be a flag in the, looks like in the area of holding, illegal man downfield. They're going to call it on this side.
Yeah, they didn't call it on the last possession. He was one of their linemen, I believe it was their center, was downfield about 3 times, and they didn't call it, but this line judge will call it on this side.
We've had several people on our Facebook feed and comment, why is it being played on Thursday nights? Or tonight's game being played on Thursday. Well, Forney ISD shares this stadium with North Forney, and so they have to alternate Thursday and Friday games, so that's a Metroplex thing when you've got multiple teams sharing a stadium, so you have to adjust and play on Thursday night. So the reason we're playing on Thursday night is because North Forney's got to play tomorrow night here, and so that's the way the chips fell. Stewart's going to go around the left side and is going to have a gain of 5, going to get a lot of that penalty yardage back. We're going to call it 4, going to bring up 2nd down and 11.
Number 42, Preston Cooper, who's in at the Mike linebacker position right now, makes the stop. Going to be 2nd down and 11.
So had a man jump offside. It's going to be a flag on the play, a free play. Going to throw it up for Blake Rogers, and Rogers couldn't come down with it, as there's going to be an offsides penalty on the Jackrabbits.
Craig Jenkins said it's 21-16 Tampa, so that didn't last long.
Didn't last long at all. So with 4:30 left here in the third quarter, going to be 20-13 in favor of the Tigers, as the Tigers want to score and run clock off as well and get out of here healthy. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 6. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line of the Tigers. Going to have one receiver on each side, 2 receivers to his right, 1 receiver to the left. Cody Reese is going to be one-on-one on the outside with Braylon Stewart in the backfield. They're going to move the ball to the other hash mark. Didn't know that you could request that. Learn something new every game.
It didn't look like it was requested. It looks like, I guess, Forney gets to request it?
I don't know.
Because this is the line judge that came from over here and wanted to move it.
Pass intended for number 19, Jake McGuire, the senior. And just out of the reach of Jake. I was hoping to see Jake get him a catch this year, or this game. That would have been awesome. So we're going to bring up 3rd down and 6. Ball still at the 35-yard line. As Texas High signals in the play. 4:27 left here in the third quarter. Eric Aiken along with Brian Bolt on the call. Appreciate everyone joining us back home in Texarkana and around the country. Going deep for Brandon Hall.
And got to be a flag.
And got to be a flag, as he is not defense, and then there's hugging involved. And so Brandon Hall had his man beat.
Yeah, and Seth Hyder, he's out pleading with the official. I'm not sure how much more blatant you can get than that right there.
It's pretty easy to spot when you've got white jerseys and black jerseys, and it's pretty easy to see the difference when that happens. 15 yards from the previous spot, going to be enough for a Tiger first down. Ball spotted at the 50-yard line. And so the Tigers have a fresh set of downs with 4:21 left here in the third quarter. Your score is 20-13 in favor of the Tigers as the Tigers continue to drive. Had soft coverage out here on Brandon Hall. He breaks a tackle and couldn't break the second one and going to be dropped for a loss.
Yeah, number 42, Preston Cooper, who's in at that middle linebacker position. He did break one tackle, but Cooper came in, grabbed a hold of him, and wrapped him down in the backfield. Going to be second down and long.
Number 44 on Forney's side looking like he's playing the banjo out there, so they must be calling the play banjo or something. I don't know. He was trying to figure out what to call. So. Going to hand it off to Kelly. Kelly's going to go around the left side, and he's going to have a gain of 1. It's going to be third and long for the Tigers at their own 49-yard line.
And he's hit hard down below the kneecaps there, and he gets up a little slow and gets back to the backfield. The Forney crowd getting on their feet and making some noise. Going to be third down and long for the Tigers.
They've even got towels like the terrible towels up in Pittsburgh. I'm like, wow. It's not a good thing down in the Metroplex. McHenry back to pass. He's got time. He's got a man across the middle. Brandon Hall makes the catch and is going to bring 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Great catch by Hall.
Yeah, and he had tight coverage right there by one of the linebackers. Looked like Cooper, who was right on him, and man, what a nice pitch and catch there by the Tigers.
Tell you what, great job by the O-line there as they were able to give him some time to get that ball released. Braylon Stewart goes around the left side, had pulling guard and a tackle there, but looks like both guards pulled on that. Looks like he tripped there.
Whether he tripped or not, we'll take 4.
Take 4 yards every play.
If you trip for 4 yards, keep tripping.
Averages look good. Stewart hits Blake Rogers, and Blake Rogers in and out of the hands of Rogers. Going to bring up third down as McHenry's pass was on target. Blake just couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, that's one of those catches as a receiver. You think it's so easy, and Blake just put his arms under the ball and was going to kind of cradle it in. And that's what they tell you from the time you're in Pee Wee ball all the way up to the professionals. Get your hands out away from your body. Absorb that ball as it comes in. Blake Rogers is very good at doing that. I bet we don't see him make that mistake again.
Going to hand it off to Braylon Stewart. Stewart's going to break free. 10-5, touchdown Tigers.
See him pointing at the camera back there. Morgan Smith's going to have a good clip of that touchdown. But did you see quarterback Brayson McHenry? Brayson McHenry, if he would have kept the ball, he would have scored as well. He ran right through the middle of the defense, didn't have the ball, and then Braylon Stewart around the outside, so either one of them could have scored on that play. But a great play by the Tigers to extend their lead, 26-13.
So Austin Miller on for the attempt after. Kick is up, and the kick is good, and with 2:04 left here in the third quarter, the Tigers extend their lead 27-13 to make it a 3-score game.
And that extra point brought to you tonight by Texar Federal Credit Union. We appreciate them for being a sponsor of Texarkana Game Day.
Man, what a way to come out and make those adjustments in the first half. Into the second half, make the adjustments. I mean, it's like they got off the bus just a little bit slouchy.
That's right, and with 2:04 left to go here in the third quarter, the Tigers do lead 27-13. A couple more sponsors we want to make sure that we get in here, and we'll get them in a couple times the game. Is Browning Homes, Texas Farm Bureau, Dr. Pepper, Express Employment, Kelly Ashbrook State Farm, Stone Studios, Sport Clips, Air Temp, and Sports Magic. We appreciate all of our sponsors for helping make this possible for Texarkana Game Day to bring you all of Texarkana High School athletics. Also want to extend a big shout out to Mr. Aldridge and all of the Tigervision students who are here with us tonight on the Forney campus. It's going to be a late night for them to get home as well as us. It's almost 9 o'clock already, but they're working the cameras, they're doing the broadcasting, making it very easy for us. So we appreciate Tigervision for teaming up with Texarkana Gameday.
Austin Miller with a deep kick. Going to be fielded by number 5, Micah Rubin. Rubin's going to have a break free, but immediately brought down at the 31-yard line by number 25, Joe Miller.
Joe Miller, the sophomore, comes in and lays the boom right there on the kickoff. And so you love seeing some of those young guys get in on special teams and make a big play.
You know, we talked about coming out of halftime, making those adjustments. We talked a lot about this is how you find out in a close game what kind of team that you got. And obviously whatever they did or however they talked to them at halftime, it works. And so this is how you respond as you keep pounding the rock, keep pushing, keep swinging the bat, whatever you want to call it. I can't even think of words.
You're moving your hands here, but I wasn't quite sure what you were saying. But while we're paused here on that incomplete pass, 1:51 left to go in the third quarter. I want to make sure we tell everyone that we appreciate them for tuning in, whether they're watching at Walk-Ons back in Texarkana or they're tuning in via Facebook, YouTube, or the Texarkana Gameday app. We appreciate you for tuning in here on Texarkana Gameday at this beautiful, kind of cool breeze Thursday night here in Forney, Texas.
Pass was incomplete, 2nd down and 10. Going to be handed off once again up the middle to Washington, but he's going to be brought down immediately. Gain of nothing. Going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Jackrabbits.
Yeah, and he's brought down by big defensive end, number 7, Braxton White.
Looks like they've moved Braxton from defensive end to interior lineman.
Yeah, it looks like they have.
And they've got Nathan Tyler Moore at defensive end now. So make some adjustments there. I do understand that one of our guys may have gotten injured, so they've just moved some guys around. And so here we go. So White back to pass. Really nobody open, just kind of overthrows. I really don't know what he was looking at there, but pass is going to be intended for number 13, Ford. And that's going to be 4th down for the Jackrabbits. Looks like the punt team is going to come on as Blake Rogers and Brandon Hall go back deep to receive the punt.
Yeah, 1:05 left here in the third period. We appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you comment who your favorite player is and where you're watching from. We appreciate everyone for commenting and letting us know. We'd love to see where you're watching around the state or around the world. So make sure you comment where you are tuning in from.
So the ball is going to be rolled back to the punter. And Brandon Hall is going to muff it but pick it back up, and he's going to break free and adjust for a moment and get the ball out to the 41-yard line of the Tigers. 1st and 10 there for the Tigers. Great recovery by Brandon Hall on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, and the middle linebacker for the Jackrabbits comes in, number 42, Cooper, and lays a lick right there to bring him down. But a nice little return. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Tigers on about the 42 or 43-yard line.
Just under a minute left here in third quarter as the Texas High offense takes the field for their 2nd possession of the 2nd half. You heard that awful noise. That's Bolt sneezing. Low snap. McHenry's going to pick it up, going to fake it and try to get some yardage, but just couldn't quite fake out the guy.
Yeah, and the only receiver that was open downfield tripped and fell, and so McHenry had nowhere to go with the ball.
It's just been kind of one of those nights for the Tigers every once in a while. So less than 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Time ticking away. Going to be about 2 seconds difference in the play clock and the game clock here in the third quarter. McHenry low snap once again, going to get it across the middle. Is going to hit Cody Reese, and Reese is going to get the reception and going to be brought down at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers as time ticks away here in the third quarter, and it's going to take us to the fourth quarter where your Tigers lead 27-13. We'll be back for the conclusion of this game in the fourth quarter right after these messages. You are watching Tiger football on Texarkana Game Day and Tigervision.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
And we are back here at Forney ISD at Citibank Stadium, where the Texas High Tigers lead the Forney Jackrabbits 27-13. Eric Aiken along with Brian Bolt all the way in the city of Forney for Thursday night high school football. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than high school football on a Friday night. It's even better on a Thursday night. But also, I want to say I'm excited to see Mr. Aldridge back in the booth with us once again, as he was out ill for the first game and missed a lot, but we're excited that he's back in the saddle once again.
That's right, and as the ref blows the whistle, we enter the fourth quarter, and it's brought to you tonight by Texar Federal Credit Union, a credit union that has served the community since 1951. Go visit them at gotexar.com. Texar, that's where your friends are.
Well, we want to say hi to our former superintendent, as Paul Norton has joined us all the way from Austin, Texas, as he is now the superintendent down at Lake Travis. I want to say hello to Mr. Norton. I want to say thank you for joining us.
Yeah, there was one I saw just a minute ago.
We miss you.
There it is.
Miss seeing your happy face around the district, but I know you're doing great things down in Lake Travis. They hired a good one, I'll tell you that. McHenry hands it off to Stewart. Stewart gets up the middle and going to have a gain of, they're going to call it nothing. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
And a big shout out to Mark Bledsoe watching from Rome, Georgia. He says, go Tigers. So he's down there, or over there, watching in Georgia. We appreciate him for tuning in. Got some folks from Doddridge, Arkansas. I didn't even know they could get internet in Doddridge, Arkansas.
Careful. I'm going to tell you, there's rural areas that got fiber, and it's a lot faster than what we have sometimes in Texarkana.
I hear you. We appreciate Mary Sams for tuning in from Doddridge. I was actually just down in Doddridge yesterday doing some work, and so anybody down in Doddridge needs some good insurance, give us a shout over at Brian Bolt Shelter Insurance on Jefferson Avenue. Just opened up a new office over there, so swing by and see us. We'd love to give you a quote.
So penalty on the play, going to bring up 3rd down and 15 for the Tigers as McHenry goes to the line and almost so much as changed the play, but calls the play. Going to drop back, got plenty of time, going to hit across the middle. Brandon Hall, it has been your night, young man. Going to be 1st and 10 across the middle. Ball is in Jackrabbit territory at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Yeah, and if he's not over 100 yet, he's getting close. He's had 2 big catches in the second half right across the middle, and you love to see a guy that runs routes across the middle. That's a key for a football team.
So Brandon Hall with a sophomore having a great night tonight. A little miscommunication, and so Henry's going to run out of the pocket. Somebody went the wrong direction on there, so I'm going to throw it away to live another day. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Looks like we got a penalty on the play.
Looks like the umpire threw the flag, and he wants to talk to every other official that was standing right there looking at it, so not sure what it's going to be here.
I think he may be just excited he threw a flag. He wanted to call everybody together and let them know it just fell out of his pocket. He was just trying to dodge a player, it just fell out of his pocket.
Well, it took forever for him to get that out. So with 10:33 left to go here in the fourth quarter, your Tigers lead 27-13 over the Jackrabbits, and it's 2nd down and 10.
So I want to thank Gary Early for joining us once again. Got us on the big screen at halftime of the Cowboys game, so apparently we're the second game of the night. Trent Kelly with a carry along the left side. Going to have a gain of 3, going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Texas High Tigers.
Yeah, Nikki Miles says she's in a restaurant yelling. She got excited for that Texas High Tigers having some success here in the second half. And so I want to make sure that she cheers on those Tigers, but don't get kicked out of the restaurant. We got 10 minutes left to go here in the game.
10 minutes here in the 4th quarter. Trent Kelly, well, he's going to pull it, but he's going to be brought down in the backfield. McHenry pulls the ball. I think there was just a miscommunication in the backfield once again. So it's going to bring up 4th down for the Tigers. I would expect them to go for it here.
Yeah, the Forney coaches and a couple players trying to get the fans into it. They're kind of stunned here, haven't scored a point yet in the second half. Here's the 4th down try for the Tigers.
We'll have a play. Look at there across the middle to Blake Rogers, who has been quiet tonight, but going to be inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal at the 6 for the Tigers.
And number 1, Aaron Flowers, was right on the hip pocket of Mr. Rogers, but he said not tonight. He makes a great catch and gets it all the way down to the 6 with 9:13, the clock ticking. The Tigers are knocking on the door.
With that catch, Rogers has got to say it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood once again. Nate Minnie goes in motion as the H-back. Going to hand it off to Stewart up the middle. Ball's going to come out. It's going to be in the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback as the Jackrabbits get on it, and the defensive take a stand as they strip Stewart.
Actually, I think that was Kelly that was in the ball game.
Excuse me, Kelly was in the game, so it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. It's going to be a touchback as it was recovered in the end zone. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Jackrabbits. 8:55 left here in the ball game. 27-13 in favor of the Tigers.
So they have just a wonderful drive all the way down to the 6, and then just a miscommunication on the play before, or excuse me, a couple plays before on that drive, and then get all the way down to the 6 and the ball pops out. That's just tough break for the Tigers there.
Going to hand it off to Washington, who's been the workhorse in the backfield all night. They've got several guys out. I don't know if they're COVID related. It's, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. They're out whether it's COVID or an injury. And so we want to wish them all well and hope that they get to feeling better, as well as we've been told 7 starters are out. So Washington on the carry.
Number 7, Braxton White comes up with the tackle there. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
There we go. 2nd down. Ball's going to go to Washington once again.
Yep, and once again, Braxton White there with another tackle. We've called his name quite a few times here in the second half. Moving over positions here in the second half, and he's going to come up with, once again, another tackle.
It's going to be 3rd down and 9. Tackle for a loss on that play. That defensive line has really played well in this second half.
Time's a ticking, 7:50 left to go in the 4th quarter.
White back to pass, going to be flushed out of the pocket. And it's going to be intercepted by the Tigers. Going to be returned down inside the 20-yard line to the 16-yard line. The Tigers will have it 1st and 10.
And that's Tyreek Robinson coming from his safety position, stepping right in front of not a very good pass by the quarterback for Forney. And he picks it off and takes it down inside the 20-yard line for the Tigers. And here they are once again. Don't want to jinx them, but good field position for the Tigers. Let's see if they can punch it in and put this game away with 7:34 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Great defensive play there by the Tigers as the officials trying to get the play clock to start with 7:34 here left in the ball game.
Now, Morgan Smith says every time that where he is in the end zone is where they score it. He says that he's a touchdown magnet. So he's right behind the goalpost right now, or right to the left side of it. Let's see if they throw a pass right there in the end zone.
Going to go 5 wide, going to throw it out to Blake Rogers in the flat, but it's going to be immediately sniffed out by the Forney defense. Drop for a 2-yard loss, going to bring up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, and they tried to set up a little screen pass out there. Not sure if the blocks didn't get made, or if number 1, Aaron Flowers, just made a great play. but they do lose 2 yards on the catch from Blake Rogers. That'll move them back a little bit.
Great time to try that new formation that we haven't seen this year so far. 3 on one side, 2 on the other, go full spread. Braylon Stewart back in the game, going to hand it off up the middle. He's going to cut back to the right, and it's going to be brought down at, he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, and so all of his blockers were on the left side. He made a cut back to the right side and just nowhere to go for Stewart. So they're looking at a long 3rd down attempt here, but they can get another 1st down before they score, so they at least need to get down to about the 7-yard line.
For all you Tiger fans listening, that's the Tiger Fighting Band playing the world-famous tuba song. McHenry rolls out to his right. He's going to tuck it, keep it. He's going to get it back. He's going to get it to the 11-yard line. Going to have a flag on the play.
Yeah, and surely from where it was thrown, it's going to be a holding on the defense. Surely. Because it looked like number 18, Nate Minnie, was in the back of the end zone, and he threw it. That was the only direction that he could have. Let's see here.
It's going to be on. It's going to be on the Jackrabbits. They're talking to Coach Stanford, it looks like, what he wants to do.
And I mean, the spot of the foul is on the 2-yard line.
Still be 3rd down. It's going to be 10 yards from the previous spot, so it's going to be 3rd and short.
I don't think that's going to be the correct yardage. Somebody's coming in to talk with him. So it did, the penalty occurred in the end zone. Okay, there we go. And so it's going to be a 1st down for the Tigers.
It's always good to have a coach on your team that can interpret rules, and so we appreciate Coach Bolt.
And the referee, the Forney coach wants the referee to come over and explain to him, and he says you could take a timeout if you want to talk to me.
Yeah. So Stewart with a carry, going to be brought down at the 1-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd and goal for the Tigers, as the Tigers with just under 5:30 and ticking, try to put this game away and out of reach of the Forney Jackrabbits.
Yeah, and even though the Texas High Band is playing their tuba song, their offense is right in front of them trying to score. As a coach, you kind of want the band to settle down just a little bit.
And so Stewart's going to get in, and it's going to be another Tiger touchdown.
Now you fire up the band.
Now fire up the band and play the fight song.
That's right. So the Tigers go up by 20 over the Jackrabbits with 5:03 left to go here in this ball game. The cop lights are turning on out in the parking lot. This one's close to being over, folks.
Yeah, I think I just saw the bus start cranking there. I see the lights on in the bus right now as Austin Miller comes in to attempt the point after. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 5:03 left here in the ball game, your score is 34-13 in favor of the Texas High Tigers. We'll be back after these messages from our sponsors. You're watching Texas High Tiger football on Texarkana Game Day in partnership with the wonderful Tigervision.
AmCare Clinic is seeking to change the way that multi-specialty medicine is delivered. We believe that a meaningful one-on-one relationship with our patients is at the core of every successful outcome. Our staff is ready to welcome you to our family expert providers. Our mission is to keep you healthy and live an enjoyable life.
And we are back here at Citibank Stadium, where the Texas High Tigers lead 34-13 over the Forney Jackrabbits. Real quick, want to say hi to Evan Sidwell. He is the new basketball coach over at Trinity Christian School. But Trinity Christian School had their first ever football win in school history this last week.
I saw that.
They're playing 8-man football.
I thought they were going to ask me to come over and coach.
Yeah, they needed a real coach. So we want to congratulate them on the win.
By the way, I've got way more wins in my coaching career than I have losses.
There we go. That doesn't surprise me.
My record looks real good, so I had to stop while I was ahead.
Austin Miller with a kick, and it's going to go roll out of the back of the end zone. And as a kicker, you go celebrate that with just under 5 minutes left here in the ballgame.
Yeah, and tonight, Texarkana Game Day is brought to you by State Bank, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, Gregor Auto Collection, Commercial National Bank, and Texar Federal Credit Union. Again, the fourth quarter brought to you by Texar Federal Credit Union. Texar is a community-first credit union which has served the members in and around the Texarkana area since 1951. Texar employs almost 100 people and today serves the citizens of Cass, Bowie, Little River, Miller, Red River, and Lamar counties. Go visit Texar at gotexar.com.
White going to throw it up, and it's going to be, looks like it was caught. I don't know if he was in bounds. Going to be out of bounds. Pass was intended for number 3, Fuller, but great pass, just a little outside.
That was a great catch.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, he did catch it out of bounds, but they're trying to stop the clock, and the clock operator's just letting it go.
Yeah.
He said it's Thursday, I got to work tomorrow. And so do we.
That's right. Just keep it running, keep it running, keep it running. We're okay with that.
That's right. 4:16 left to go in this ball game. Clock is running. The police have got traffic going out in the parking lot. The bus is cranked, and your Tigers are going to walk away with a win tonight.
Somebody better call Buc-ee's, because here comes all the Tiger fans.
That's right.
They're in Royce City as we head back towards Texarkana. And what a night, a beautiful night for a Thursday night football game. And it makes the drive home a lot easier as your Texas High Tigers looks like they're going to come away with this win with just under 3:45 left. Jake White is frustrated with himself as he just released that ball and let it sail on him. Going to bring up 4th down as a quick 3 and out for the Jackrabbit offense.
Yeah, and the Tigers going to get the ball back with 3:38 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Surely we'll see them run the ball to run the clock out here so they can get on the bus and make the 2.5-hour trek back to Texarkana. And they'll end the night 2-0 on the season.
So Blake Rogers and Hall back to carry. Once again, a snap issue for the. I don't even know how to call that. It's a doink. We just got our first doink of the season right there. That punt hit a Forney player as he's waiting for Blake Rogers to make the fair catch. Hits him right square in the back of the head.
Yeah, one of the Texas High players walked right up to the ball, and their coaches are getting all over him right now. Stay away from the ball. Even though you're up 34-13 right now, I mean, you still got to play sound football. And so those Texas High coaches still coaching the kids up, and they're going to break the huddle and sprint out. Looks like we're going to see the backup quarterback.
Cody Reese is going to come in at quarterback. Going to see Grissom coming in for the Texas High Tigers. Grissom going to get the carry. Grissom is not. He is no slouch at running back. He can run the ball. I look for him to get the bulk of the carries as we close out this game with approaching 3 minutes left here in the ball game.
Yeah, and give a big shout out to Mary Sams, who we talked about was tuning in earlier. Looks like she got a good win tonight for her birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday to Mary Sams. Also, Michael Montgomery says, Tigers winning, Cowboys losing, great Thursday.
I'll tell you what, Brian, the Tigers came out in the second half and have played an excellent second half and made great adjustments at halftime as they try to rotate in players and get players in the game as much as possible. We'll try to call as many names as we can that we normally don't get to call. Looks like the junior Taquan Williams has come in at number 84 at tight end.
Trent Kelly into the backfield.
We'll see number 8, Dangerfield, out here as in at receiver. This is always good for the future of your program, as Cody Reese is going to attempt his first pass of the night, going to bring up 4th down and 6, as he had Kelly out in the flat, and I mean, Kelly had all kinds of green grass in front of him.
Yeah, and they brought Jaden Kelly in, going to try to show him some love right there, and just couldn't get the ball to him, and so.
And you know, it's backups. They don't get a lot of reps as far as, you know, working on timing with that specific receiver. So bring Austin Miller in to punt with 2:05 left in the ball game. Score 34-13. 2 minutes left here in the football game. It's been the tale of 2 halves for the Tigers, as they had a lot of mistakes in the first half, but in the second half they cleaned it up and have played a great ball game in the second half.
Absolutely.
I think that's maybe the first punt that we've had of this second half.
I believe so. I believe so. And so whenever we are done here in just a few moments, I think Eric and I will give away a couple helmet stickers and maybe even name our player of the game. What do you think about that?
I like that idea.
So just for the fun of it tonight, we will show a couple players some love and hand out a couple helmet stickers, and then we'll also name us a Texar Federal Credit Union player of the game.
So we had a false start, but it wasn't a false start because the referee had not signaled for it to start. And everybody's pointing at each other.
Nonetheless, start the clock.
That's right.
52, we need a ticket.
Yes. This is what happens when you start getting backups in the game. You start getting confusion, and understand they're just trying to get the play clock to go.
Just run the play. There we go.
I hate to be rude to the official, but it's start on my whistle is what he told him. The clock operator can get called out in the game. That's not good. As all of the backups are in for Texas High.
The clock will continue to run. 1:40 left to go in the ball game.
Trying to get a number for you folks on that for Forney. It's going to be number 28 on the carry, Kai Kennedy. As the clock continues to run, less than a minute and a half left here in the fourth quarter. So we appreciate everybody once again for tuning in as we are in the final seconds. Almost less than a minute. Going to bring up 2nd down and 11.
Number 16, Ian Kreit on the tackle for the Tigers. We're creeping under 1 minute left to go in the ball game. Eric's dancing, he's ready to go.
Tell you what, Tiger band's pretty phenomenal, but Forney band's pretty good as well. I tell you, they've been really good tonight.
Dale Vickers, we appreciate you for giving a shout out to Gameday and also all of the sponsors. Make sure the sponsors that we are mentioning during the game, make sure you go and shop local and give these people some love, because they are sponsoring Texarkana Gameday so that you can see your local athletes even on games like this that you can't make it to. So make sure that you give those sponsors some love.
Hey, we got the principal watching tonight. Miss O'Bannon has just jumped on, and she couldn't be here tonight because I think it's her mother's birthday is what I was told earlier. And so I want to say happy birthday to her mother, and what better way to celebrate than when the Tigers win as seconds tick away.
And Javon Anthony's got it right. Texas High moves to 2-0 as the clock ticks to 0 here at Forney.
And so that's going to do it for us as far as the game. We'll be back here in just a few moments to give away a few helmet stickers. Texas High with the win, 34-13 over the Jackrabbits. We'll be back here after these messages with our players of the game in just a few moments. Stadium, where the final score tonight is Texas High 34 and Forney Jackrabbits 13, as Texas High goes to 2-0 on the season. We'll be off next week, but our reason for coming back is to give away a few helmet stickers. Who you got on the defensive side?
On the defensive side tonight, we could have given it to a couple different players tonight, but we're going to give it to number 21, Tyreek Robinson. Had some nice tackles tonight, and he also had a big pick to kind of seal the deal for the Tigers tonight. And so helmet sticker for the defensive side of the ball is going to go to number 21, Tyreek Robinson.
And on the offensive side, with a big night at receiving, well over 100 yards of receiving, is going to be Brandon Hall, as he will get a helmet sticker as well. Had a great night. Big third and fourth down conversions across the middle several times for him. And so big night for Brandon Hall, the sophomore. And so, man, what a way to finish non-district play. We'll be off next week with a bye, and then coming up the week after that, we'll have Mount Pleasant at home back at Grimm Stadium 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts from you?
Well, and just show some love for our Texar Federal Credit Union. We'll give away the Texar Federal Credit Union Player of the Game, and we're going to go with your guy on the offensive side of the ball, Brandon Hall. He was the guy that showed out tonight, and he is going to get our helmet sticker for the offense, and he's also going to be the Texar Federal Credit Union Player of the Game. We appreciate our presenting sponsors: State Bank, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, Gregor Auto Collection, our scoreboard sponsor, Commercial National Bank, our replay sponsor, and our Player of the Game sponsor tonight, Texar Federal Credit Union. We'd also like to thank these special sponsors for contributing to Texarkana Game Day and making this possible. Texarkana Physical Therapy, Cantera Networks, Texana Bank, Total Medical Supply, AmCare, Flying Burger, Rocasa, Eagle Dental, Red River Lumber, Shelter Insurance, Browning Homes, Texas Farm Bureau, Dr. Pepper, Express Employment, Kelly Ashbrook State Farm, Stone Studio, Sport Clips, Air Temp, and Sports Magic.
We appreciate all of our sponsors tonight. That's going to do it for Eric Eck and Brian Bolt here at Forney ISD Citibank Stadium, where your final score, Texas High 34, Forney Jackrabbits 13. We will see you in 2 weeks back at Grimm Stadium. We thank you for watching Tiger football right here on Texarkana Game Day, along with